My name is Honorable George Alli, the Executive Chairman of Otubo Local Government. I started politics in late 90s. I actually contested for my first election in 2003. That is the State House of Assembly election. I ran with the incumbent, occupant of the house then. His name is Honorable Raf Ibago. But as at that time, the party felt that it was necessary for him to go for a second term. So I was asked to step down in 2003, which I did. So in 2007, I ran for the same election again. We are about seven that ran for the primaries. Then later, three of us in the general election. But as God will have it, I won in the primaries and won the general election. So I represented Otubo Akpa in the State House of Assembly between 2007 and 2011. I would say I'm extremely lucky because I was quite young. Then I was actually in my early 30s. And to represent your people in the State House of Assembly at that age, it was quite challenging. But within that period, I'm sure I did quite well because up to date, they still use some of my committee reports as reference point. I was the chairman, Commerce and Industry. I did a lot concerning Benue hotels, Makurdi International Market, and the privatization policy that the state government is pursuing now was actually my handwork because it was through me those bills were passed. Well, if you want to know, I'm actually not surprised because I came from the business background, organized private sector. I've actually been in the business sector for a very long time, so that paid off for me. And in 2016, I was made the sole administrator of Otubo Local Government. And since 2016 till date, I've been here in and out. In fact, this is my fifth time being saddled with the responsibility to manage Otubo Local Government. I was there as the sole administrator in 2016. I was elected in 2017 for 2 years. After the 2019, I came in as caretaker chairman again of Otubo Local Government and was re-elected to be the chairman of Otubo Local Government in 2020. So I'm here by the grace of God. I should be here till 2022. It's not been easy. As you know, Otubo is metropolitan compared to other local government in the zone. And you have practically everybody from Zone C, all the big people in quote that you know, including the generals and big top politicians living in Otubo. So as far as Otubo is concerned, Otubo local government belongs to the 9 local government in Zone C. So it has not been easy. It's been taxing. But I thank God, myself and the team, my team, were equal to the tax. And we've actually, I won't say we are there 100%, but we've done quite a lot, especially around security. We've done quite a lot because before now, I know that once it's 6, 7 p.m., people will start running on because of insecurity issues, especially court-related issues. But we've been able to cope it to some extent, and Otubo is being used as example for other local governments to copy because we have what is known as the neighborhood watch and Operation Know Your Neighbor. You know everybody that stay within your axis, and I tell you, we don't play with it at all, and we don't encourage thuggery because it's thuggery that actually breed and court-related activities. So we don't encourage it. I don't encourage it. My team member, my cabinet members too don't encourage it. And I tell you, once anybody is caught, the long arm of the law will definitely deal with the person and won't intervene at all or interfere in the course of investigation. You probably need a textbook for you to have all those achievements, but I will try as much as possible to tell you the ones that I can remember without going through the list. When we came, we have 13 council wards in Otubo. So what I did first was to divide it into districts. So district, we have the Otubo district, we have Township, Akpa District, Adoka District, and Boju District. And I said I must have projects in each of the districts first. So my first few months in office was to ensure that those district projects are, on ground in those things. We started with Akpa, and Akpa District went to the ward. We have a primary health center that we built there that can take up to 16 beds. And I tell you, the last hospital that was built in that district was in 1973. Before we came and built that one there, it's there, and it's a state-of-the-art building, and it's there. That was the first thing that we did. We moved from there, we came to Otukpo, and apparently that was when the market was burning year in, year out. And I said, look, for Otukpo, that is metropolitan, we should be able to have something on ground. We built a fire service station. We got the building, and I got the then CG of fire service station and the DG and AB. We met him and we appealed to him, and to God be the glory. He approved and gave us a firefighting truck, which is there now. Otukpo local government is the only local government in the whole of North Central that has a fire service station built by a local government chairman. And that was done during my time at my team. And I tell you, it has helped to. When we had the last fire incident, if not because of what we had there, the whole of the market would have been raised. You are a public witness to that. You saw it. An eyewitness. You saw it and you knew what happened there. So we thank God for that. We've been able to manage that. Then we moved to Adoka too, and we said we must have something in Adoka. We built the same primary health center in Adoka. And the first primary health center they had then that they were using as hospital then was built in 1962. That was where the late Ochidoma, Ogrea Ajane's father, Ajani Okpabi, he worked there as a dispenser. And that was the last government presence they had before the local government. And my team came in and we built that. That one is still there. It's a replica of what we had in Otubiakra. Then we came to Boju and we said, okay, look, Boju has 3 council wards. What we need to do, we decided to go to Ondo. That Ondo was a place that practically there was no school in that place again because of the continuous fighting between 2 groups. Fashion became a court, this thing. And the schools were actually closed down. We built 2 blocks of classrooms in Ondo. They are there. As I tell you, I'm happy they are back to that place. And we're able to move a battalion of joint task force, military task force, to the place too. So to some extent, those I call them bandits, those criminals were actually chased out, and people are back to school now. If not because of this COVID, they would have still been in school there. So that we completed the 5 in the the 5th one, which is this thing was an electrification project, which we did in Okete Ward. That one within the Otukpo electrification project. That village was Amla. It was the only village that was without electricity in the whole of Okete Ward. We were able to give them light within that period. So having gone around the 5 districts, having projects there now. So if you take 5 from 13 council ward, you will be left with 8 wards. So which means we have touched all the districts. So we started with the wards again. I went back to Adoke again. I took Adokicho. We built a block, 2 blocks of primary school block in Adokicho, where the Otukpo is from. And in fact, it's the only government building in that place too, local government building. The thing is still there. All these things I've mentioned, they are verifiable projects that you can go, that you will see. It's not a project that will tell you, look, we have done this, you go and you don't see anything on ground. And there, that's why we are happy we put them on billboard for people to see. Then we came back to Boju too. We said, okay, we needed to have something on Boju. We went to Boju Otahe. They had about 6 kilometer road, which we graded and we were able to compact, and it was accessible. That we did that in Boju Icho. We got back to the town again. Then Ward 2, Idiko Road. We were able to touch Idiko Road and we touched some part of Japan Street. And then that was what we did as at that time. Then back to Otukpo Rural again. we went to Apache, still in Okite Ward. We were able to put 2 blocks of classroom. I tell you, that is the only block of classroom that is in that community now. Outside the thatch houses, they have as block of this thing, as classroom, using as classroom. That one is the only one that is there again. And recently too, we were able to put a youth entrepreneurship center on ground in the whole world. That one too is there. That we have not commissioned because we need to put in what will assist our younger ones, the youths, to operate. So we are working on that, and by His grace, I want to believe that between now and the end of the year, we should be able to have machines on ground in the Youth Entrepreneurship Center where our youths will handle. And within that period in question too, before the state government came and did nylon tar on the Ochidoma Road, we did this Ochidoma Road because then if you are coming to the secretariat, you probably will park by Edis Oil, or you go and park by the junction there, then you trek to the secretariat. It was so bad, but it was our handwork. We were able to put that on ground. And we've done quite a number of trainings too for our staffs. We've sent them on seminars, we sent them on workshop to improve their IT, to refresher this thing. So we've done quite a lot, and the security issue too. In fact, the thing is endless, and we are still doing. The market too that got burnt, we are into PPP arrangement now. If you have a chance, maybe after here, you can as well walk, take a walk to the main market. Over 200 and something shops were born. So what we did, we entered into a private partnership, and we have built the market as it is now. We have over 200 and something shops. By next week, the top 2, because it will be dead, they go to the top. We are going to have close to 500 shops in that place there. And that market is solid. You need to go and see it. Even me, at times when I go to the market and I see it, I marvel seeing it. Say, Kai, George, you and your team, you're able to do this. And I laugh. And Otukpo, to some extent, has actually been a source of inspiration to other local government. After all this, we have our issues. We have problems that are actually hitting us.
I need just one click from you. Thank you and God bless you. As you click on the YouTube subscribe button.